Okay, a couple examples of graphing complex numbers. Basically, you graph them on a grid that looks very much like the Cartesian coordinate plane, but we call this the complex plane. And the reason being the x-axis is still considered the x-axis, but instead of the y-axis, we call this the imaginary axis. And then you graph just like you would graph regular numbers. So, you always graph the x first. So if I were to write an ordered pair, it would be x and then the imaginary number. So this ordered pair would be -2, 5. Well, how do I graph -2, 5? Go over here, start at 0, 0, -2, and am I going up 5 or down 5? -2 and up 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So let's call that point A. All right, there's point A. All right, what about this next one? If you think you know how to do it, why don't you stop the video and try it first? All right, so the x number is -3 and the imaginary number is -2. So I guess maybe I'll put an I with that just to make it a little more clear. All right, so -3 and then this time down 2. And there's the point, we'll call that B. This is easy, huh? It's just like regular graphing. All right, this one would be -3, -4i. Where would I do that one? All right. -3, -1, 2, 3, 4i. Let's call this one C. So that's point C, there's point B. How about this one, 3 plus I? 3 on the x-axis, 1 on the imaginary axis. So, over 3, up 1. Call that D. Point D. How about just -2i? All right, well, what did I go on the x-axis? You know, you could think of that as 0 minus 2i if it makes it easier. I go 0 on the x-axis and then -2i on the other axis. So 0 and then down 2. And there's our point E. What if I want just the number 4? Well, that would be 4 plus 0i. So how about 4, 0, right? Over 4. There we go. We'll call that point F. So there we have graphing on the complex plane. I didn't do one that came out in the 4th quadrant, did I? You want me to do one of those? How about 2, +2, how about 2 minus 4i? Where would that be? Well, it would be 2 on the x-axis and -4 on the imaginary axis, right? So over 2, down 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Point G, we'll call that G. So that's pretty easy. Graphing complex numbers, you use a complex plane. X-axis, imaginary axis, just like the X and Y plane. You can do these. Good luck.